turning the pieces over to ensure that they are all coated evenly. Once all the marinade has been absorbed, you are ready to proceed to the next stage of the recipe. In order to get the classic char-grilled look, heat a griddle pan to a high temperature, but do not add any oil. Place the marinated beef cubes into the pan and allow them to slightly blacken in places. Be sure to keep an eye on them and turn them over before the meat burns. To serve, place some plain boiled rice into a lettuce leaf, then add a dollop of chili paste to add some spice. This will contrast well with the crisp lettuce. Finally, top with some of the beef you just prepared. Now wrap up the lettuce and enjoy. Bulgogi. Once the food of kings, this tasty treat can now be enjoyed by everyone at home. Next on Cultural Flavours, we prepare a tasty side dish bursting with flavours from the Far East. The food of the Korean peninsula relies heavily upon the produce that is in season and readily available. Vegetables are central to the cuisine and they are cooked in a variety of ways, with pickling being by far the most popular. Traditionally, meat was always considered a luxury food that was reserved for very special occasions. Today, however, it is much more common for Koreans to enjoy meat dishes such as the classic bulgogi. The surprising feature of Korean cuisine is the simplicity. Koreans have made an art out of developing varied and sumptuous flavors from a very basic set of ingredients. Korean cooking, of course, features rice. Used as an accompaniment to dishes for porridge, rice cakes and cookies, rice is the staple grain of the country. It is not the only grain though, and wheat flour is used to make noodles. Beans, of course, feature prominently in the cuisine of Korea. Soybeans are used in a multitude of ways for sprouts, oils, and fermented foods like soybean paste and soy sauce. Mung beans are also popular, especially as bean sprouts, adding tasty, sweet crunch to dishes. Beans are also used in cakes, and red beans are used in desserts. The humble potato is a staple in most countries thanks to travelling Europeans, and the Koreans use them in their cooking also. Popular in Korea to extract starch for processed products, potatoes are commonly used to add volume to meals. The Korean diet is rich in vegetables. Traditionally in Korea, meat was very hard to come by, and only the wealthy could indulge in meat dishes. Therefore, the style of cooking that has evolved across the country, especially in rural areas, is one of fresh-grown vegetables with minimal meats or fish added for flavour. Chinese cabbage is used extensively in dishes, along with eggplant. Familiar vegetables like onions, chives, cucumbers and carrots are also eaten across the country. A common and inexpensive mushroom used across Korea is the enoki mushroom. A delicate mushroom with long stalks and a small bulb, enoki mushrooms are now often grown in mushroom farms and are pale in colour compared to the more golden wild variety. Any Korean dinner table will feature a range of vegetables presented in various ways, but by far the dominant method of preparation is pickled. Several different pickled vegetables, especially cabbage and cucumber, will be served with main meals. Koreans enjoy a wide range of between 20 and 30 different vegetables, which are often served as side dishes to accompany the main meal.
And also Korean people is really conscious of the healthy. which plant is good for your eye, which plant is good for your nose, and which plant is full of blood. So all different side of the food we actually making and then pickle it. And mainly we making, sometimes the vegetable bleached, sometimes pickle, sometimes leave in some way to make it really soggy. And last time I showed this one, eggplant, salt and sugar, make it soggy to make it squeeze and stir fry. That's the way normally we're using to make it cook. And basic ingredient is garlic and sesame oil and a little bit pepper and sugar is normally we're using for all vegetables. Really simple that way to cook it for all the vegetables.
We will now prepare a typical side dish with eggplant, a very popular vegetable on the Korean peninsula. For this recipe, you will need just a few very simple ingredients, and this versatile dish can be served with most meals. First, take a whole eggplant and cut it in half lengthways down the middle. Now slice each half into long strips with a thickness of about 1 centimetre, and then turn your slices over and cut them in half again. Now take the long strips of eggplant and cut them in half once more. Take your eggplant and place it in a large mixing bowl. Now add about 1 teaspoon of plain white sugar and a pinch of salt to the bowl. With your hands, ensure that the salt and sugar coat the eggplant pieces well and evenly. Take a small handful of the eggplant mix and, using both hands, squeeze all the juices out from the vegetable over another large mixing bowl. When you have squeezed all the moisture from your eggplant pieces, place a frying pan on your stove and heat to a high temperature. Drizzle a little oil, place the eggplant pieces into the pan and allow them to warm through. Take about 1 large teaspoon of crushed garlic and add it to the pan. Thoroughly stir the garlic through the eggplant. Now you can sprinkle a good pinch of sugar over the vegetable and mix once more. Finally, liberally add about a teaspoon of sesame seeds and mix the ingredients together well. The eggplant will now begin to brown as all the sugars begin to caramelize. Lastly, splash a dash of soy sauce over your eggplant and stir well, allowing all the vegetable to absorb the liquid and its flavours. Once ready, serve in a small bowl as a delicious accompaniment to any main meal. The food of Korea is a combination of tradition and influence. With China and Japan so close, and European traders travelling through over time, Korean cuisine has evolved to make its own mark in culinary history. The use of pickled vegetables has more in common to parts of Europe than its direct neighbours, and reinforces the idea that no matter where you are, food is a universal language. Cultural Flavours continues to explore the world through the diversity of food. From France to Afghanistan, Italy to India, let Cultural Flavours take you on a gastronomic journey so you can experience the tastes of the globe at home.